Hello, Cancer. It's your turn for your reading for the month of June. It is officially Gemini season, so I hope all of you are doing well. Um, I feel like for Cancers, we've been going through a lot emotionally, a lot of changes, a lot of concerning things that maybe like in the last month or so, we've been going through a lot of mental struggles. But hopefully, if you've needed to reach out and get some help, that you got some help. Um, Usually, you do start feeling better around your birthday month, which shortly after Gemini season will be your birthday month. It's just personally, I feel like Cancers, we're going through a lot with this North Node now in Gemini. We've been going for the past decades with North Node in Cancer, and we're going through a lot of the in-depth healing process of our past, and I feel like we're going through things that maybe we're having to look at, the shadows parts of ourselves, the things of the past that need to get cleared up, and things within us that still needs to be healed, and things that need to be looked at. I do feel like there's a lot of people around you who do care about you, Cancer, if you're in a relationship or you're single. I do feel like they're not out to get you in any way. I feel like for the past year or so, Cancers feel like people's intentions haven't been the right, especially people maybe in work situations, where a lot of our self-worth is coming to a head, and a lot of things that we've dealt with has really got a hold of our mental well-being. And it's something that every day we have to work through. I just feel like as a Cancer, it's not easy, especially with this transition in Gemini, because it can really get us in this negative aspect of our mind where we're just in our head. And I think that was about last month's reading, about getting out of your head. Because if you have any Cancer placement or any water sign of that, it's easy to be in our emotions. But I feel like with the energy of Gemini, it helps us to intellectually help us strategize, help us plan things, but also help us understand that our thoughts aren't there to bring us down, and we don't have to plague our mind. And I feel like we were in that battle last month, is when it comes to plaguing our mind. I do feel like it's a lot of power struggles, maybe egoic patterns of the past that have been really weighing us down, and we don't know what's true anymore because we've been in this really depressing state, and it's still hard to get out of it. But I feel like, maybe in the next few months, especially I feel like Leo season, we're gonna start feeling better. And I feel like it's about not forgetting yourself, not over giving or over feeling like you have to do things for people, when you need to focus on your well-being. Because I feel like a lot of you have had a lot of breakdowns, maybe in home life. Maybe you're a mom and you've had a lot of things that you've had to work on as a mom, or becoming a mom has been apparent to you, and everything's just too much for you. So give yourself a break, especially coming into your season after Gemini, is give yourself a break is what's coming to my mind. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle the cards and lay them out real quick for you, Cancer. See, I've been losing these cards for some time, or I've lost these cards for some time. I think the guidance of fate, which is the secret of nature. And maybe you feel like in some part of you, you've lost yourself. You lost an aspect of yourself, that maybe you feel like you're kind of like in this in-between world, like you're not here existing when you are, and it just feels like maybe you're just like something's getting the best of you when it comes to this past, not necessarily karmic issues that you've been dealing with, but I feel like as a Cancer, the patterns of the past don't make sense because I feel like you're hitting between a rock and a hard place when it comes to these challenges where you're looking at the past, you're looking at what's happening now, and you're like all confused because you see a lot of relatable patterns, but you also see how you're in a different timeline and it's like you're lost in between worlds. Like I said, you've been trying to get out of your head. I just feel like there's a lot of things maybe you don't see clear because you've been lied to before in the past. You've dealt with a lot of trauma, maybe childhood trauma, maybe something in your family that happened months or years that's really got you in this plate of shock. And it's hard once you've done the healing and you're on that journey of healing. It's hard to see things clearly, especially when people say things like you doubt what they say sometimes because you want things to be true, but at the same time you're fighting the problems and the challenges of the past that seem to weigh on you.
Let's do this.
Alright, I'm going to lay out the cards for you. Sorry for rambling on. I really love these cards because there's a better way to read them. You see things of nature and you see like spirit animals or spirit creatures, what I call them. Alright, this is for the month of June, coming into your Gemini's month and Cancer's month, so alright, I'm going to do for you guys, since you are Cancers, like the overall energy. Well, we have two. We have the Nine of Rose, respect. That's overall energy. I don't know if you can see that. Of June. And this is pretty much the energy going into June. So that's overall, but this is what's laying the energy. You have the Archer. So I feel like the Archer is a card of, it could be a card of Sagittarius, it could be about pushing through. I feel like in some way this is like a devil's energy. But I feel like you're on defense about something. It could be about a relationship, maybe in the past, maybe this devil energy that you're feeling. But I feel like with the Archer, it's insisting that you move forward from this past energy. That maybe in some way you're waiting on the prey, waiting on something to get moving, and that you can start feeling your best self. This could also be an arch enemy, an arch rival. I feel like some of you've been having a lot of weird energy come at you, and it feels like it's attacking your self-confidence or attacking your self-worth. I do feel like there's a type of devil energy where some of you have been struggling with, where it feels like the enemy or something is trying to like break up with something. And it's not necessarily a relationship, but like all the progress that you're trying to make, it's just breaking you down. And I feel like it's here to assist you, and I feel like there could be some dark energies when it comes to people in the past that you're feeling a lot from. But I think it's about moving forward on a higher plane, because I feel like a lot of this devil energy, like respect, maybe it feels like that it needs justice is due. And so it keeps coming at you because you're feeling like you want to detach from it. But I feel like there's a lot of things weighing on you. Alright, so first card for June, we have the reunion. And I feel like this has to do with yourself. Reunion back to your center. And then we have the salmon. So I feel like you are going to feel a lot happier this month. I do feel like it's coming in union, maybe with someone that you're close with. But I feel like it's more about yourself getting back into the flow of things. More free-spirited. So, the fox. I'm not really getting a negative energy with that, but I do feel like with fox energy, there's always something to say about fox energy. They can be trickery. And then we have community, but in reverse. So I do feel like for some of you Cancers, you feel like a lot of things are trickery when it comes to your stability, when it comes to seeing things in the 3D. I do feel like when you see the Queen of, what is it? The Queen of Vessel Salmon, I do feel like there's a lot of things coming towards you. A lot of energy. People may have emotions toward you, especially if it is a lover or someone coming towards you. But I also feel like here, maybe it's hard to believe things coming to you because you've been in a lot of this negative energy. So right here we have the fulfillment. So I do feel like you are, for the most part in June, fulfilled about something in your life. But you're in a transition period. And then we have the Adder. So I feel like this has to do with empowerment. You know, there's like 2 snakes here, I think. More than one. So maybe you feel tangled up into something. Maybe it comes to your belief in yourself. Maybe it feels like with this transition in yourself, it's hard to really understand it. And then you have the Lynx. So I do feel like it's about trusting. Because I feel like a lot of you, it's hard to trust something when you feel like you don't want to put all this energy into something and then get nothing back out of it. And so, frustration. I do feel like for some of you, you've been trying to reach out to something. You've been trying to expand on something. For some of you, it could be pregnancy. I know a few Cancers who are trying to get pregnant. I do have heard recently, you know, it seems like some of these Cancers I've heard of, like just on YouTube and stuff, following different people, some of them feel like they're pregnant. So this could be a Capricorn related child that you're dealing with, or something that's related to pregnancy. I do feel like for some of you it's about shooting goals. So you've been shooting towards your goals on something, whether it is motherhood. And then this card showed up, the Hawk. So I do feel like it's about spirit is here. You know, you can have everything you want in due time. And then the waters of life. So I feel like this is about being content with the life that you have. And then this is endurance. I always think of my niece when I see this card. It kind of does. I do feel like it has to do with your inner child. For some of you, those who want to get pregnant, I do feel like it's about you're on this journey of healing your inner child, of being back into alignment with spirit and co-creating with spirit. Gemini had that last month. But I feel like for some of you, you've been lost, feeling lost and like you can't figure it out. But I feel like it's not so much about finding yourself again, it's about being content with yourself and seeing your true beauty and true essence of life. Like I said, when it comes to this Hawk spirit, which is like spirit, you know, you can have everything you want. I just feel like it is coming. It's just you have to wait patiently. You have to heal a lot of these inner child wounds that you may still carry. And I do feel like you're gonna get your target. There could have been a lot of things you're trying to reach. Maybe it was career. Maybe for some of you, it was pregnancy. You were hoping to get something, but it keeps missing targets. I do feel like there could be someone around you watching you in your progress, and they want you to do more. They want you to feel like these snakes in some way, more empowered. But I feel like it's getting out of your spirals. It's getting out of this feeling like you're in the storm when you're really not in there. I just feel like you're in a transition period to pull yourself out of the storms that you're facing in life and finding fulfillment. I feel like a lot of you really haven't felt fulfilled because you've been carrying a lot of these weights of the past. And I think it's about really not necessarily taking time out for yourself and letting those things go. I feel like you've already done that. I just feel like things are coming up. And especially we are in this somewhat retrograde season, so things can come up to remind us things. But I feel like for some time, for months, since maybe March, some things have been known to you. Like, you keep getting synchronicities or maybe dreams, weird dreams about something, and it's reminding you of maybe a past loved one, maybe a past person you knew. And I feel like it's about uncoding it, but I do feel like it has a message about it of some kind that maybe you're still trying to uncover. So let's get some more messages about, like, maybe love and relationship, if you are in one or if you're single. What are the messages for Cancers and love and relationship? What do they need to hear? But yeah, I do feel like someone is watching you, whether it's someone from afar or someone near, or maybe a past loved one. Because I do feel like you are being guided by someone who's passed away. Alright, so this is what's coming out for your love and relationship. Alright, so you have, this was in reverse. You have Hearthfire. Trying to look closely into the card. This could, for some of you, be something that has to do with a celebration. For some of you, it could be about something that you're trying to release. It could be where it's a lot of these people. You've been noticing a lot of these people's energies. And I feel like for some of you, it's past related. That they just keep showing up.
Our cooperation has proven to the resistance.
And then we have the mirror in reverse. So I do feel like these past people, some of you, it could be a work, job situation, could be just people in general. You're starting to see people like from your past, but now like in a past life, and it just, I think it triggers you because you hear things or you see things that remind you of past people or maybe past exes, and it doesn't make sense to you. And I feel like there's something about the mirroring effect when it's like you see something. And I think a lot of this is just past energy trying to be released. I don't know if that's clear. Alright, so the hair's here. So I feel like it's giving you a lot of anxiety, especially when you interact with people. And then we have, let's see, the journey. So it's about releasing, because this is in reverse. So I feel like this is a weird journey that some of you are on where you've seen a lot of past people could be past lovers, past exes. It could be past people just in general. That's what I'm getting with this. Is supposed to be love and relationship. But I feel like this is something that you're dealing with on the surface of things. So I feel like for some of you, you're becoming very protective of someone you love, or you're feeling like this, guarded about yourself, boredom. There's a part of you that wants to express yourself fully, where it's like you're waiting on yourself to evolve, I'm feeling, with this card right by the bear. I don't know, like you want to transform into something powerful, but like it's funny, because like right here, there's like two bowls of water pouring. So I feel like everything is in place. Like you have everything you need. I just feel like with the boredom card, it's indicating like you have so much here for you, so much creative. But I just feel like too with the bear energy, it's, I don't know, it can get out of whack, I feel like, because with the bear, you're protecting yourself, or you feel like someone is seeing this about you, or I don't know, because it's the Queen of Stone bear, where it's like you don't know how to present yourself, because it's like you have so many ideas, I feel like, Cancer, but it's like, how do you get this bear energy? It's really weird to me. So that is the Fountain of Life. So I think it's getting back to yourself, getting back to the basic of things, and not so much worry about these past people. And this card showed up again. It always freaks me out. Respect. So maybe in this in some way is respect yourself. I don't know, it's weird how it says like 9 of bows, but it's respect. So maybe you're fearful of something, because it's like this card really freaks me out. So it's like a devil energy, I feel like, for some of you, where it's like maybe you don't see the parts of yourself that you don't understand in some way, and so you're protective of yourself, or a mother bear is protected of you. But I feel like you feel lost. You feel like you're not on the right planet. But I just feel like it's not being overly protective. Maybe that's what it is. You're overly protected of yourself because you don't want to get hurt. But I feel like with this respect card showing up again, it's just an indication there's something fearful that's been haunting you for some time. And I think a lot of these past energies. So it's about laying down your weapon. It's about empowerment. And I feel like it's easy to look at our flaws and not see the value in ourselves. And I feel like a lot of these past people, why they're here in the 3D, or they're showing up, or you see them, is because there's still things that you need to look at. And it's about anxiety with it all. Like, I do feel like you're unhappy when it comes to a job situation, but I feel like it's getting out of your head about it, because I feel like it's just tearing you up inside, because a lot of these things need to die. A lot of you, that journey has ended, I feel like. That wasn't really love and relationship, but that's what came out for. I'm going to see if I can get any more cards about, like, with love in general. Messages about that. And maybe it's weird because with the whole love and relationship, this is what you're seeing when it comes to relationships. Alright, love. We have balance here. We have instruction. And we have the Sun of Life. So I did feel the Leo energy. For some of you could be dealing with a Leo, but I feel like balance is about not getting trapped, I feel like, in your head about things. Because I feel like when it comes to love, you want balance. You want things to balance themselves out. And I feel like maybe excuse me, maybe with the instruction part, you feel like you're waiting on something or waiting on someone to give you the okay about something, but I feel like it's more about your empowerment. And maybe in some way you felt like you always had to wait on something. And I think it's about shooting that arrow, and it's like maybe you've sat here, think about it too much when it comes to love, about certain things about yourself. You waited too long, and you're getting old, or someone is here guiding you about what you can do to change yourself. But I feel like it's about seeing the value, seeing the worth in yourself. And maybe it has to do with the ugly truths, or it has to do with some kind of empowerment that has to do with our fears, to bring in the balance. And I feel like love is here too, to show to you that there can be balance within yourself. I think it's about stop waiting on people, stop waiting on things, not necessarily to come to you, but shoot your own targets. You know, I feel like it's easy to wait for the right time or wait for the next step. I just think it's about taking the action. I think that's what the instruction is. Maybe you feel like you're not mature enough to do it. Maybe you feel like you're unable to do what so many people, and that's probably why these past people are showing up. And it tears you up inside when it shouldn't, but it's actually bringing in balance when it comes to love. And I feel like it's loving yourself. I think it's valuing yourself and balancing yourself. So you need to get back into balance. You need to realize, stop waiting on things or people or situations, and just start shooting for your passions. Because I feel like there's a lot of unsatisfaction in your life, or you're feeling unsatisfied, because I feel like there's a part of you that's unsatisfied with how you want to be or how you want to feel within your body. And I feel like ultimately you want to feel empowered. You want to feel like you can do the impossible. And I feel like it's about shooting towards those things that you want. Whether it's love, whether it's about being with a particular person, or it's about just accepting the fact that you don't have to be fearful of something when it comes to respecting yourself. I feel like it's wholeheartedly has to do with the empowerment part of yourself. Like, you don't feel empowered to do things normal, and like for some of you it could be fears about certain things that you don't like to do because it's really hard for you to even do. That could be like relearning something that you already learned, whether it's like driving, whether it's education. There's just a lot of things that you're holding out on when you can feel empowered. But I just feel like it's about not letting these past situations make you feel like you can't move because you feel stuck, or feeling protected of yourself because you don't want to get hurt and you don't want to waste your time. So I think it's all about your perceptions, all about try to do a few things that make you happy. And I feel like it's not holding yourself back. I feel like a lot of you cancers have been holding yourself back because maybe you just feel bored with how things are in your life because you just don't know how to start. So I get that, because I've been feeling a lot like that, where it's like I have so much ideas of what I want to do, but it's like I can't do it because it's like, I think that's where the empowerment comes, where it's like I just feel like a lot of these past energies you feel like you can't do. because you don't want to be disappointed or something to that effect. And I feel like it's about not waiting on someone or waiting on something to change, but just taking the steps to change. You know, starting with the little things in life to change. Anyways, I hope that reading resonated with one of you out there. Bye-bye.